All right, what's going on, guys? We are here, new episode today. We wanted to talk. We're late, doesn't matter. We want to talk about it. Some Cyberpunk 2077 because we couldn't talk about it when it was out, when we beat it because of quarantine. We were under quarantine. So we want to talk about some Cyberpunk, and then we're going to talk about some Soul because we did see Soul over the week. New Pixar film, Jamie Foxx, which we really want to talk about because that one's interesting. So we just wanted to give our thoughts on Cyberpunk. A lot of controversy around Cyberpunk, right? With the launch of the game for base consoles did not do well. They did really bad. And people, it was bad. I mean, people were returning the game. People were trying to refund it. I think Sony took it out of their store, and it became a meme. And when it becomes a meme, it's official that it's not going well for you. That's again for base consoles. Now, if you're like a PC player, you probably can't relate to any of this, right? Like you probably had a smooth sail. Smooth sail. So we want to talk about a little bit about that because you played it on PS5. I played it on PC, and then you're now playing it on PC for a second time to see the differences. And there's a big difference, right? I mean, if you're a PC player, you can't relate to what the base console players are going through, which is kind of shitty because this game was promoted and marketed for consoles as well 8 years ago. So that's not okay. Years ago, well, the game was announced 8 years ago. Yeah. And then throughout the years
2016 it was worked on.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It was announced 8 years ago it was going to be for these consoles. It was supposed to come out in April.
Well, 2012 that wasn't when Xbox One came out, right?
Yeah, it wasn't even PS4s yet.
No, Xbox One came out 2013.
Yeah, 2013.
So the 2012, that was like 360.
It's like at the end of 360.
Yeah, because Witcher 3 doesn't come out until 2015.
Yeah, so that says a lot, right? And then when it finally comes out, the hype is up, everybody's excited, and then it launches terribly. And I've seen some footage; it looks really bad on those base consoles, and it sucks. And I guess I want to give my thoughts on playing the game, beating the game, played it. I think I played it well. I did all the side, most of the side stuff where I was able to have all the possible endings, which was good. I loved the game. The game for me is it's an amazing game. Story, the world, the soundtrack, the characters, the writing. I was immersed in the game. I was lucky enough to play it on PC, though. That's what bothers me because under all of this controversy and the bad launch and the technical stuff, under all that, there's a great game. Like a great, beautiful game. And we were actually talking about this the other night. I kind of compared it to Last of Us 2, where it's like the flip side of what Last of Us 2 is, right? Like Last of Us 2 technically is like beautiful, right? Like the graphics, the game, like the gameplay. But you know what I mean? Like it's smooth. The game looks great, runs well, right? Yeah. Great graphics, but then the story is terrible.
The story sucks and it's long and boring.
Yeah. Now it's like the technical aspects aren't there, but the game itself is amazing. Yeah. It sucks because that's being overshadowed, but it is CD Projekt Red's fault for misleading people and not being honest. They should have pushed the game back further than just trying to release it and just, I guess, see what we say. I don't know. Well, what did they think what was going to happen when?
Well, it wasn't.
Did they do test runs?
That was management.
Yeah. They forced them to
not
release.
Developers. Yeah. Because they were telling to push it back.
And management was like, the hype is too big. Let's just release it now, probably, or something like that.
Well, I don't know.
Well, they basically forced them to release it.
Yeah.
So, in the mind of management, they're probably thinking, let's release this now. The hype is
money.
And they already had delayed it a few times before.
And that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. And it made a lot of money. But now the refunds are kind of like back and forth. But it's a shame because it really is a great game. I enjoyed it. I played it on PC. It maybe crashed on me twice. But that's it. A few bugs. I got those T people. I thought it was because I'm like doing the mission. I'm doing the mission, and then I thought it was normal. First, I didn't know what that T pose was, so I was like,
no, that's what they like when you watch like a making of a game. Like after every scene, they do that.
End scene.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, like when I was watching The Last of Us making, like it's an emotional scene, and they just stop and do this.
All right, I'm done.
Yeah, it's like a T pose. I don't know what it does.
All right, here, I'm done.
I guess it's like to render the movement of what happened.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, so there was times I saw that, and I'll walk up to the character. Like,
no, that happened to me once. I was in a police station, and I look to my left, and a guy was in a T pose floating, but he was pushing a wheelchair. So he was floating in the air while moving
get
the
out
wheelchair.
of my way. It's like Chris Angel, Mind Freak.
Yeah, and then I seen a few bugs where the guy's like on a wheelchair. Then I shoot the gun, and the guy just gets up and starts running. So I was like, oh, so I guess he wasn't really paralyzed.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah. So
Or what happened to me when I was driving, and my car was like.
Oh, you got like that invisible wall. Yeah.
In the middle of the road, and I remember I was like, I can't move my car.
You couldn't take out your weapon.
Couldn't take my gun out, and then I kept backing up. I couldn't move. Like I was like stuck in the invisible wall.
Yeah, I saw that. So yeah, there was
you can post it. I mean, I
you have it saved. Yeah, I could probably post it on here. There's things like that. That was for PS5 because you played it on PS5.
Yeah.
So yours was crashing. I think you said like what every hour or two or something like that. It would crash, which
I have about like 23 crashes.
Yeah. 24. For me, it crashed twice, and then like minor bugs. So for me, the experience was a whole different. I was immersed. The graphics, the everything, the writing. I actually enjoyed like conversing with characters more than the action. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I liked sitting there and like talking, and I don't know, it's really immersive. It was cool.
I like banging.
Yeah, the Joy Toys and stuff. The combat is great. It's very it feels immersive. I feel like if I'm in that world, it feels real. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like I feel like a badass right now.
Yeah, when I was doing a heist mission, like I was in cover, like you're peeking out and then shooting.
Yeah, it's really cool. The only thing is like the button layouts are a little like they can get a little messy sometimes.
I don't know, like why do you put circle as dodge?
Also skipping lines in the cutscenes is B.
Because there was times where I was trying to stand up and you kept skipping.
No, get up. Yeah, and then we realized you have to hold it, which again we didn't know that. So it's like it's all the same button.
To me, I like dodging.
And it's the same as dodging
because it's different. Because Dark Souls 3, there's a lock-on system. You lock on the character and the camera follows them. So you're able to take your hand off the right stick.
Yeah.
And you can press circle and hit with R1. But when you have to aim with right stick and you can't dodge at the same time.
And the thing is with the dodging is double tap B, right? So for me it was double tap B.
So I would
crouch sometimes and he wouldn't dodge. I'm like, and then they'll ram me.
And then I'm trying to like dodge, but I can't shoot my gun because like I can't aim at the same time.
Yeah, you have to let go of the right analog stick. Yeah, that was a little messy.
It should have been like you move the right stick, you click it.
Yeah.
And slide should have been the right stick. To me, I always like it on the right stick. Like it's just because it
feels better.
So you can slide and aim.
That's how I have the Modern Warfare layout.
Yeah, because I can't dodge and aim. So what's the point of dodging?
You can't dodge it and ram it. Cannot. That's sacred rule.
Sacred rule.
But no, it's true.
So it's just like
when I was doing the melee side missions,
and the fact that you can't change your layout, maybe have different button layouts. The fact that you're stuck with that one,
it was frustrating. When I was doing those brawl side missions, I had to dodge certain characters, but he would crouch, and I'll get punched in the face. It's like one hit, and you're done. Yeah, I'm like crouched, and he's like kneeing me right in the face. So that was a little annoying. I think the length of the story is perfect. I don't think it's too long. I don't think it's too short. It felt just right.
It's based on how you want to play it.
Yeah, if you do the side missions, if you play the game how it's meant to be played, it's great, right? Just like Ghost of Tsushima. If you try to rush Ghost of Tsushima, it's not going to be the same. The main thing is it just had a bad launch. It wasn't ready for consoles, and it really wasn't. When I went to go look at the different endings and research the game, it looked rough. It looked like 360 pixelated blocky, you know what I mean? It looked like a whole different game. So it's upsetting that depending on what your experience is based off what console you're playing it on, what system you're playing it on. If you're playing it on PC, it's like best game ever. Oh my god, I love it, I love it. If you're playing it on console, you're like in the middle, right? Because you played it on PS5, so the game didn't look bad. Like the game looked good. You just had those crashes and bugs. But if you have big bugs, yeah, right.
Oh yeah, because I was playing on 60 FPS.
But was it as bad as the ones that were like on Twitter, like?
Oh, I mean, my car will flip. Cutscenes. I had this one cutscene with Pan Am and the other dude, where you're talking, but they kept talking really loud at the same time. So it was I don't know what it was, a bug that I was reading up on, and people say, "Oh, they need to fix it because it was really annoying."
Yeah, there's some bugs during the campaign that
Yeah, no, because there was a cutscene where you're sitting. You know, when you survive that thing and you're sitting down.
Yeah.
That was that sandstorm. So they were talking like, because it was supposed to be he talks and she talks, but the thing is, it was kind of fast forwarding.
They're like both trying to talk over each other.
Yeah, like it was kind of like both fast forwarding the cutscene on its own, and they're like, and then like, and then a timer came up. Oh, like who do you side with? And I'm like, wait, what? And thank God I picked the right one. I just guessed it and I got the right one.
Oh, it was like the Saul thing, right? And
yeah. Because I had and then like a timer came, and I have 4 options. So I'm like, wait, I don't know.
That's so annoying.
I was like, what were they fighting about? I don't even know what happened.
I had one bug with the Pan Am, which, by the way, Pan Am,
the best character in the game.
She's like the low key best character in the game because you don't see her in the trailers or nothing, but she's
sorry, Judy. Well, she comes in this
when she comes in this story, she takes over. She really does.
I love her.
But I had this cutscene. Actually, it was the sex scene with Pan Am. And what was happening was there was a bug that she kept saying, "Are you alright, V? Are you good, V?" Or no, like something like, "You there, V?" Something like that. Like if I hadn't responded to her chat, like to her conversation. So I was like, "What's going on?" So like as the cutscene is going on, and like Saul's talking right before we go, and she's like, "You okay, V?" And I'm like, "But we're talking. You okay, V?" And it kept going and going. So when we were in the tank and we're about to get it on, she's like, "Oh, V, like you feel that?" And then I hear in the background, you there, V?" I'm like, what the fuck? So like they're getting it on.
Speaking to me.
Yeah. And then like we're like she's like, the music is coming on, we're getting freaky. He's like, "You there, V?" Like throughout the whole sex scene, "You there, V?" And I was like, "Oh."
No, I was laughing because my character.
I restarted.
Because my character, I was kind of disappointed with the starting life pass. It literally does nothing to the game.
It's just backstory.
Yeah, it literally does nothing. And I did a corpo. And
which was cool.
I want my character to look like American Psycho.
Yeah.
But during the cutscene, I was laughing because my character kind of looked like Jared Leto. Yeah. So like he looks like because it got like a close up of my face. My character looked like Jared Leto, and he was like, "Ooh."
He's like, "Come here, mama."
It was a good sex scene, but I feel like they should have done one more after.
One more, yeah.
Because
the lighting was weird. It was a little weird.
It was a little.
I get it. It was romantic in the sense of like they felt everything double, the sensation. So they're like tripping out. I didn't like that. It was just completely cut off. And then
you don't get to
finish.
Battle. You don't get to.
Yeah, it was weird.
You don't get to finish.
They were like about to, and then
shit! We gotta go fight.
Yeah, then you have to go fight in the tank. I was like, what just happened? Like this guy was about to have the orgasm of his life.
And then I get he was about to like just like a scary movie. Went Sydney.
He was literally.
She was in a fire in the tank.
They were like in the zone. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah,
and then
like my
and then like something explodes.
Yeah, and then the word like. And then after your character's naked, and I love how Saul doesn't like no one notices that your character is with his dick out, standing there. Like I was like, what the hell? Because when I got out of the tank, I looked down and all I see is like my wiener.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is happening?
No, yeah, it was.
And then it was funny because then Pan Am is talking, they're all like talking normal, and it's like, and then Saul's looking at me, it was like, I'm bare ass right now.
With pecker out.
with the big pecker out.
Yeah. That section, it was cool, but then it ended very awkwardly.
It ended weird, and what sucks too, because you look at the Judy one.
Yeah.
The best sex scene like is in the love is the Judy has the man like that was a really good because it felt like a movie.
All of them though have good lead ups to it. Like all the storylines are so good.
Yeah,
it's an like you actually
because it sucks because even with
you feel a connection with the characters.
What's this guy's name? The the one that
River.
Like, he had the good one. Judy had the good one. Carrie.
Rivers was a little interesting. They were like, you gotta be quiet. Yeah, it was like kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't know. He's into that freaky shit.
It's like different stuff. Don't make me make noise. No, but the writing is so good that you actually feel a connection with the characters. You know,
right?
Like
and also too, like what I hate too is like with the Judy sex scene, like you have that moment after, like you're just like laying in bed talking.
Yeah, to build that bond, but with Pan Am, it's just like, well, let's go fight.
You just fuck and then fight and then that's it. And like, all right, bye.
They don't talk about it again. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, but besides that, we just went into the sex scenes for a second, but
because that was the main thing I was curious about. Like,
the romance options,
first person.
Great writing. I really felt immersed. I felt like a connection. You know what I mean? It was really weird because I was playing this during quarantine, so I would just wake up, brush my teeth, whatever, and play. And then, like, for a couple hours, I had nothing else to do. So when I wasn't playing, I was like, damn.
You just heard River's voice.
Yeah, I felt weird. I was like, I felt so immersed in that world because I was driving everywhere, talking, like, conversations and, Pan Am, like, their love interest.
I had a funny bug where with River, I was in the car. And I think I showed you the clip.
Yeah, he just, like, runs
like, he ran a guy over. Because the game bugged where the character spawned, like he walked in the middle of the street, and River just literally ran over the guy, and then he's like, ah!
He's like, anyway, so what's up?
Yeah, he's like, hey, V, so,
yeah, so my sister, she's real nice.
Yeah, she's great. He just murdered a guy, like, in cold blood.
Yeah, those stuff are pretty funny.
Yeah.
But, with everything with the game,
it's
a great game
because some people
not a lot of people are talking about that, like that the game is great. It's just being overshadowed and just with this.
And some people didn't like Keanu Reeves. They thought his voice acting was weird.
I love Keanu Reeves. I thought his writing was great.
Yeah,
I thought like his jokes were perfect. Come on, V. I thought he was cool.
I thought he was.
I thought he was great. I thought he was.
I think like Pan Am is the greatest character.
Yeah.
I would probably say Johnny Silverhand, then like Judy.
Jackie. I like Jackie.
Oh, Jackie.
He's there for a short period of time, but he's great.
Because you actually like that scene. I was like, man, I kind of felt it. I was like, damn, he's gone.
Just like that.
Like you kind of felt the anger from the character.
Yeah, because you start to like the character, and then boom,
he's like gone,
done,
dead.
It's really great, and that's what I'm saying. Like the story, everything, even the side missions. At first, I was a little worried.
Which character you didn't like? Like which one was like your least?
I can't really remember. Like the characters that were memorable for me. No, were obviously those, but the ones that I didn't like, I was part of the characters I forgot about. But what's a character that I probably didn't like?
I think my least one. I wasn't a big fan of Carrie.
But you see, I didn't do Carrie side missions, so I can't really.
He was like, it was good, but I was kind of like, I'm not.
Yeah, right. I wasn't really invested to do his side missions, but I know it leads somewhere. But
like River was cool.
Yeah, you see, like Rivers, I was
because I kind of like that whole like the police are in on it. Yeah, and that whole
and then obviously I like Rogue and the Johnny Silverhand. Those side missions. Rogue was good. That was cool.
What was another character?
What's her name? The bartender.
Fuck, I forgot.
That you help her with the racing.
Yeah,
Claire.
Is it Claire?
I think it's Claire.
Yeah,
she was cool. She doesn't do much. Her side missions are just races, which they were fun. And I like the ending where you choose if help her get revenge or finish the race.
Yeah.
So that was cool. Obviously, the game, they say it's like your choices, but like for the main campaign,
it's the illusion of choice.
Yeah, like the main campaign, you have different options, but it really leads to the same plot points. It's not for the side missions. You do have like some. But it's not like drastic changes, where it's like...
Dude, I got this gun.
Some are. Night. Like, there's some things that you get something, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, because I did the bug for Cyberpunk, so I have like $5 million. And
I didn't do that.
You should do it before they patch it.
Yeah.
And I have... Because it feels good having everything.
Yeah, you buy all the cars.
Because I got a bunch of crafting components now. So I have like 6,000 legendary components, like a few thousand like legendary, so I can craft whatever.
Yeah.
Like whatever I want. And I I crafted this gun. It's an iconic tech revolver. It's like one shot only, but it does like 3,000 damage.
It's just like
so
one shot.
Yeah, no. But
dead.
the thing is that one shot kills 2 people.
That's crazy.
So I'm walking around. So I was doing like those little assault in progress.
Yeah.
I literally just one shot everyone.
Yeah,
now.
like the one issue, another issue I had was the armor. I felt like my armor made no sense.
There needs to be a transmog.
Because
no, because there's like a bug with the armor where it's not scaling. So I was reading up that supposedly the armor's not scaling, so it's like you have 0 armor on.
That's literally what it felt like. I would go to missions or do little side stuff, and I would die in 2 shots. I was like, but I just got this new armor. Why am I not feeling powerful?
And I maxed out my gear. So my like torso is like 989.
Yeah. My
other one, the shirt, the inner one is like 785. Everything is like total armor. I'm at 3,700. So there's times where I'm walking and they're shooting at me and I'm like my health is full bar.
See, there was times I wouldn't feel that at all.
And then I do like the same thing again. And I'm dying in 2 shots. But I have like 4,000 armor, so how am I dying here but not in this?
That would happen to me too. So that was another issue I had with it.
And also the builds. I wish the builds were kind of a little bit more, because I didn't realize to get more like crit damage, you have to put it in cold blood, which isn't cool.
Yeah, like the point system thing. I was like all over the place.
I felt a little overwhelmed.
I was all over the place, and then I finished the game, but
Which
I never
sucks
really.
Because I feel like I can do more damage, but I put the points in the wrong area.
Yeah, that happened to me too.
And I hate how you can't restart not the perk, the other one.
Yeah,
where
like
you put for reflex, health, and cool and stuff.
Like kind of fix it up.
Yeah, I can't reset it. So if you put cool, you put in cold blood. I didn't know for cold blood, like if you get killed, you start moving faster. So you kind of like move really fast, do more crit damage. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because the guy you're pretty slow sometimes in this game.
I didn't know that, so I'm like, oh fuck. So I was kind of
little things like that, right? But what really hurts this game,
and also you don't see your character.
But at first I thought, I want this to be third person. But when I played that game, when I started that game, and I got Street Kid, so it starts up when you're in the bar and you can get to like if you want to drink a shot or not. Then you look in the mirror and you break your nose and you see how your character looks for the first time. That's when I knew I was like, oh yeah, like this makes sense why it's first person. I love the first person. At first before playing it, I was like, I wasn't sure, but in that opening scene and then having the conversations right in your face, I was like, yeah, like this is so cool. It's so immersive, And then getting to see your character through the mirror or little moments like that, it made so much sense to me. It was so cool. I'm glad I got Street Kid. I like Street Kid. Street Kid was good.
Corpo didn't feel complete.
Yeah, I feel like Street Kid is probably the one that makes the
Nomad
most
wasn't
sense.
Bad though. I like the Nomad one.
Nomad looked cool too. I feel like they're all good. That's the thing.
The Corpo one was good, but it didn't feel complete though. It kind of just ended. I feel like
Corpo kind of cuts you off quick.
Yeah, I feel like that one could have kept going.
Yeah, you can tell they put it there and because it had to get to the main game. But yeah, it's a shame. I guess I just wanted to talk about the game for what it is, and not just that it plays terribly on consoles, because I get it, and that's frustrating. Because what if this game came out in April?
No, I lost all trust in that company.
Yeah, because what if it came out in April when there was no PS5? I didn't have a PC at the time.
No.
Our experience of the game would have been, this is garbage. Because we wouldn't have been able to experience the story, the characters, or nothing. So that's a shame, because there is a great story in there. It's just, so I just wanted to share like my experience on it. Like playing it on PC was great, great
story. They haven't done any more
patches.
They said, I don't know.
There should be another one soon, supposedly.
They said this month, but they haven't said anything. They're like now they're like radio silent.
Yeah, they're probably working on it. But it's a great game. Just terrible launch. They weren't ready. They misled us, which is not cool. Hopefully, this is a way for all these studios to learn their lesson on making sure a game is done well, and also if it can even run on these base consoles anymore. That's an argument
and also too, base consoles need to be cut out.
Yeah, look at Halo Infinite. Like that's another example of like you can tell that's a game that when the demo came out, that's a game that's being scaled back, held back because of base consoles. Cyberpunk is a perfect example. So that's hopefully this is a way for these studios
and
to
also too,
see that.
they need to stop working at home.
Yeah, but that's a whole other,
because it's hurting games. It's really hurting the game.
Yeah, they can't get things done as quick
as
they
quick.
need it
It's
to be.
taking longer, and then it's more bugs.
Yeah.
So and also to cut the base consoles, at least PS4 Pro and Xbox One X.
Yeah.
But these base consoles suck. Like they're just dead hardware.
Yeah. And it is what it is, But hopefully these studios learn their lesson and seeing that, okay, you know what? Maybe we need to know when to cut off these base consoles.
No, and don't hype your game up 8 years in advance.
But Cyberpunk doesn't get a pass because they announced this game for these consoles. So the fact that it's not running well
and
on
also
it is...
for games, what you need to do is announce your game when you're a few months, like a few months away from releasing.
The game is in good hands. When the game is at a good
don't announce the game when you're like 8 years away.
Yeah.
And build up all this hype because it just hurts you more.
Yeah. Unless
because Fallout 4, they announced it like I don't know when, and then they announced it and then like oh, it's coming out in a few months.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
And that's it.
Yeah.
But don't hype it because look at Ratchet and Clank 2, the new one that's coming out.
No.
No, just one gameplay, no announcement, no nothing. Like just like here's a gameplay, and then just wait until it comes out.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it. Just because it's better that way. Sometimes hype. It'll help you until it's time to see the game. And people, it was happening with this game. People were forgetting that it's a game at the end of the day. So be ready, But yeah, that's our thoughts on Cyberpunk. It's a great game. Just it's clearly they focus too much on PC and not on console. And then
it was supposed to be a PC version.
Yeah,
and they admitted the console versions were done last second.
Yeah, which you can tell. It's obvious.
That's terrible.
It looks So that's never okay. It's a shame because there is a great game in there, Yeah. But that's Cyberpunk. Our thoughts on it. We're late, but we wanted to share it with you guys, our experience on it. And hopefully, they fix it and the full game could just be shown for everyone, not just people who play on PC or like next gen, you know what I mean? Yeah. I wanted to talk about we saw over the week the new Pixar movie Soul. I wanted to give our quick thoughts on it because I think we should talk about it. I think it's a great movie. I'll just start off right off the bat with a fastball. I loved it. I thought it was really good. Pixar did great on it. I think Jamie Foxx is perfect for the character. Jimmy Fox. Jamie Foxx did great.
Nice.
He did great as the lead character in this. Joe
Gunn.
Oh, okay. Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross do the portion of the soundtrack on this, which I was listening to it today, by the way, in the car ride. They do amazing. They do the Soul World soundtrack, which you can tell right off the bat. When I was watching it, I was like, oh yeah, this is Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross. They did amazing, which I never would have thought that they would do a Pixar movie. These are the guys that did Gone Girl.
This is not really a kids movie though.
It's not it could have easily been an adult film, but you can tell that Pixar found ways.
But this one, it was more for adults.
It's darker elements to it, but you can tell that there's elements that they added to keep it kid friendly.
I like the movie. I don't like the ending.
Yeah, we'll talk about the ending in a bit.
And the middle kind of dragged a little bit for me.
Yeah, so we'll get into that now, right? So I really liked it. I thought it was. Again, what I like about Pixar is they're always unique. They're always original.
That was, it was original story.
That's completely original.
And I love the music stuff when he's playing the piano,
the jazz stuff.
No, because it looks it just looks so real.
The animation in this, the animation for Pixar is getting to a point where
you can't even tell.
It's hard. Yeah, it's weird,
And I saw a side by side. And it was of the sketch.
This is Pete Docter, by the way, the director, Pete Docter.
I saw the sketch. And it was a sketch of a scene, and then the actual movie.
It's crazy
when he falls down the well.
Yeah.
I saw the sketch of them, how they drew it, and then it was a side by side of both happening at the same time.
And then how it just becomes.
And how it and then you see the real movie.
The technology for it is getting so
crazy because they just sketch it. They're drawing it.
Yeah, and then it leads to that. I was wondering, I was like, man, how is he gonna like die in this movie, right? Where it's not like traumatizing for kids. He fell down a well, so I was like, okay, that works. Like,
it's hit by a car like a bus.
Yeah. Like, I was like, man, are they gonna go graphic on this? No,
like his head is like gone.
Yeah, no, but they did good. Because this is very like heavy themes in this movie for kids, but they did it. I think they did it the right way. Soundtrack was great. It did drag for me in the middle portion. Where he like becomes the cat, right? When he becomes the cat, I was like a little thrown back by it because the movie to that point I was like really hooked, and then that part I was like, oh, is this gonna be the whole movie? And I was a little thrown off. I wasn't liking it. It got funny with certain scenes, like with the razor, or when they went to the barber shop, and when he saw his mom. Like those scenes, like made up for it for me because it was good character development scenes for 22 and him, and then they went back. So I was like, okay, okay, it was just a portion to help show pivotal scenes for the characters, right? Because they had to go back somehow for the story. But yeah, that part was a little draggy for me. It wasn't the best for me. But then when it went back, I think it did really well. I like the humor. I love like every time they'll mention the Great Beyond and it opens, it's the music, and then they just close it, and then it's funny. Like there's like a humor to it, like the humor to like
the
death.
guy chasing them.
Yeah, so there's like a humor to like death and everything, but like there's also, you can tell they did their research. You know what I mean?
Or with 22. Oh, they tried with Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah,
and like Ali.
Yeah,
and like, I can't no more.
Yeah, like those scenes were so funny.
And they made fun of the Knicks.
Yeah, they made fun of the Knicks.
How they always lose.
Those things were so great, you know. The humor was there. I felt like the drama, like the heartfelt moments were there. I really liked the soundtrack. Was amazing. I mean,
yeah, that was good.
I love that. Like, I never would have thought I would have seen Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross in a Pixar, like doing a Pixar movie, and I forgot Joel Bantis or something, who did the jazz part of it. Did great. I love the jazz stuff in it. It's so good. It's a heavy kids movie. It is, but they found the humor in it, and you can tell they did their research, you know, on like, I guess like the afterlife in a way of like, but they just made it kid friendly and they made it really light and fun.
Yeah, and like how they pick their personalities, and
yeah, that's cool.
And I like the one joke. Oh, we need to stop putting people how they're like insecure of their own bodies.
Yeah. They're like, okay, 30 of you over here. It's just like they're just throwing them in there.
Yeah, and they're like, oh wait, we need to stop putting them in there.
Yeah, like they did. It's so funny, and you know the director is Pete Docter, who did like Up and stuff like that. So
I think I read up that the original version of this movie was like completely different.
Heist. It was like a heist film. Movie. But I think then they decided to change their mind and make it more about like what it is, not like the meaning of life, and because I think it was something like it was supposed to be a heist film like in the Soul World or something.
It was like an alien thing, and like it was some weird like idea.
It was about him being a soul, but I think it was gonna be like this heist film about
I don't know,
like to get back to his body or something.
I don't know.
But this worked because
and then I read up his original version for Up. It was like this crazy weird like thing.
But it's crazy.
But it turned out like he said that he was like really high or something when he thought of it.
Oh.
So and then
the director?
Yeah.
Wow, that's so
for
crazy.
Up. Like for Up, it was like this weird like I lost the tweet. I lost a tweet of where I read it.
Right. No, but
it was like this weird thing that like wait like and how did you go from that to Up to where the movie is? Like
it's interesting to see how like how the stories start and where they end up, you know?
Yeah, it was like some crazy like ideas.
Yeah, because the movie is great. And the story's good. I love what it has to say, you know, like there's that line when you know, he's like trying to fulfill his dream, like thinking like when you reach that goal, everything will be okay, but it's not. It's like about the process of, you know, just living in the moment and stuff. And there's that line by I forgot the character's name, but he worships her, you know, one of the jazz musicians. And I think it was like there was a story about a fish that wanted to see the ocean and his friend was like, oh, but like you're in the ocean. This is it. He's like, no, this is water. I want to see the ocean. I thought that was a great line. I don't know if I said it right, but
Probably
something
not.
like that. I want to see the ocean. I want to find the ocean. He's like, oh, like this is it. And he's like, no, this is water. And it's like,
I don't know. I
no,
don't
but
know.
that's how it is. It's something along those lines, and it's true. It's like it's the same thing. Like it's around you, like the water, all of the water. It's like that's the ocean, But it's like we lose that line, and this is coming from a Pixar film, which is awesome. And I know you're kind of like iffy on the ending, and I feel like it makes sense, right? I get why, because the ending for me, when I was the same way, I was like, oh, like did they really like backtrack it? But if this was like an adult film, I would say, okay, like he should go. He should accept it and like go into the light, accept his death, like, move to the great beyond and accept it. Like he learned his lesson, fine, for adults. But for kids who are young and like basically what this movie wants to do is teach them, like get like, like calibrate their minds and like, like, hey, like live in the now, like live now, like enjoy life basically. For a kid's movie, it does make sense to like leave it optimistic and where they're like, hey, he has a second chance. Now he's going to enjoy his life and not worry about all this other stuff, For a Pixar kids film, I get why they did that. Now, if it was like an adult film, like a, regular adult film, I would say probably he should pass. And that's what usually most movies do. Like the character's about to die, he accepts it, but he's, or they get like one more chance and then they pass or whatever. So I get why that ending is like that, because at the end of the day, it is like a Pixar kids film, and I feel like the movie had to remember that at times. I think that's why they did the cat scene, the cat swap, just like easy humor, and and it gives them a chance to come back to Earth and stuff like that. Because this movie could have easily been just like only for adults or something, if they really wanted to. That's like my take on like the ending, where both endings are good, whether he lived or not, but I get why they stuck with that ending, just for like kids to keep it optimistic. It's a Pixar film, and not like just completely like depress them by the end of it, because kids won't be able to comprehend that ending. If it was adults, it's like, damn, like that's it, his chance was done. Like that would hit adults more, but for kids, they wouldn't understand. They'll just be like, but what? Like they're coming out of the theater crying or something, That's like my take on it. Because I know you're kind of like, oh, he should have. Like it did feel like they kind of backtracked it a little bit.
I don't like it. It kind of like killed the movie a little bit for me.
Yeah, but I get why they did it. I do.
Because the build up of him like jumping with her and he lets her go and she.
Yeah, because that scene was amazing.
And, like all that was good, and I like the fact of him. He's like, okay, it's my, because it kind of like it's like that circle of life.
Yeah, he's like, it's just
like his time to go, but then like it's like a new life is starting, but his is ending.
Yeah. Yeah,
and I kind of like that, and when I saw like, oh come on,
yeah, like you got a second chance, yeah.
I was like, no, I kind of like the whole,
because like that whole scene with him and her like going into Earth, but he knows he can't go.
Yeah,
it is impactful because he knows he's jumping and she's going into Earth, but he's not anymore. Like he's pulling back, like that's it. His time is up. There is an impact there.
Yeah,
but I don't think it's
I was
impact.
really because I was really into it. I was like, okay, I'm back into the film. And then I like the whole, because it's like that circle of life. It's like her life is beginning, his is ending.
Yeah, him accepting it.
And it's like her, like, and it's like him, like, okay, it's my turn now.
Yeah.
And then they kind of backed out last second. I was
but think of that ending shot for kids, right?
Like, I'm thinking about for me, like not for kids.
But you have to think about it as for kids because it's a Pixar movie. You have to think about it that way. That's the thing. That's the argument.
Yeah, but they done it before in other movies, though.
Not like that.
Up? You mean
up in the beginning of the movie? Yeah,
like
his wife died.
Yeah, but
like the old man didn't die at the end of the movie.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but that's like a depressing 10 minutes.
The other movies are sad, but yes, because that made him grumpy. But the whole point of the movie is like it shows him like there's still more joy in life. There's an optimistic ending. Imagine the ending if it was Joe, is that his name?
Yeah.
Going into the great beyond, and then like that's it. Like kids, because they have to think about it for kids. Like you can't get lost in that.
I know, but I prefer he dies.
It makes sense. Like that's what I'm saying. Like
because I was just thinking about the ending shot would have been cool of him like going up.
Yeah, of course.
Into the thing and like.
Because that impact of him jumping with 22 and like knowing he can't go.
Because the thing is, the build-up was great, but then they kind of like, but it's a second chance, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it throws away that previous
It throws away the previous build-up of what just happened.
Yeah, like him jumping with her knowing he can't.
Yeah, so it kind of like, I felt like that was like a last-minute thing. I felt like there's a version where they wanted him to die, but probably Disney or who knows made him change it. Because even the way it like just happened, we like the way you did, like, all right, go back.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh wait, what? And I was like, it threw me off.
And also
kind of, like,
another argument too would be a lot of people who do die do come back. You know, like people who have have literally died and come back a new person. So that could be another argument, another story point that they're going for. So that's why I think both endings are great. It's just a matter of
I would have preferred he died. That would have been more impactful for me.
No, it makes sense
because it's a full circle.
No, I get that.
But I feel like they kind of bailed. They kind of chickened out a little bit.
It's not chickened out. It's just it's a kids film.
I don't give a damn about the kids.
I get it. It makes sense because both endings are great. Because I get it. Like if he had gone into the great beyond, because that scene with him jumping with 22. Pulling back, and he's like, okay, like I'm ready, and then like she's going in to join life. He helped her like understand about but I also understand for kids.
I feel like you can do a scene after of him like
he would be in the great beyond. That's it. He's
but also he has to go up it, and he talks to the people or whatever, and you can do it because the thing is the only reason why he goes back is because they they did like a little prank to the guy and changed the numbers. Yeah, accurate. And I was like, oh,
yeah. Again, it's a little bit of humor for the, it's just.
But humor. I would prefer the other. No, way. Yeah, and I was reading like on the reviews for users, and a lot of people are like, oh, it's a great movie, but I felt like the ending they could have went the other way.
They backtracked. Yeah, I'm just saying like I get why. That's I think they're still good. It doesn't but I get why they did it. Because then it's him like coming back. Because people do die and come back. So it's not like, oh, what the hell? So I get that. And then it's him coming back and, and you get the very optimistic ending of, like, him being like, I don't know, like, what are you going to do now? He's like, I don't know, but I'm going to enjoy every minute of it, So it really finalizes that theme of the movie of, like, enjoy every minute of your life, basically. Yeah. So it really, like, wraps it up. So that's why I think they did it. Although, yeah, like, the other ending would have been great, too. Because there's movies like that where it teaches you the lesson by the character not necessarily reaching that goal and realizing like, oh shit, it's too late. Like there's movies like that, and it hits you hard. But it's a Pixar movie, so I'm sure I feel like that was probably like the argument. But it's a great movie. I think Pixar did really good because what was their last movie? Toy Story 4. Yeah. So it's nice to see them doing original stuff again. That was cool. I don't know what they're doing next. Do you know if there's anything new next?
We called the CEO.
No, have they announced anything else lately? Or no. This was the one. This was the one that was been going around for a while.
Oh no, the last movie was it Outward? Inward?
Oh, Onward, yeah. Oh, Onward. I keep forgetting about Onward was good too.
Again, streaming.
That's the thing. When it's streaming, you do forget because I would have loved seeing this in a theater, but we couldn't. We saw it on Disney Plus. But yeah, it's weird when you see it in streaming services. It kind of breezes by your head. You don't remember it as much. Yeah, it was Onward, and Onward was good too. I liked Onward. Yeah. Onward was good, and I liked what they did with Onward as well. Yeah. Anything else about
no, good movie.
Soul? I think they did great. Different story.
Like the ending.
Yeah. But other than that, everything else was really good. Pixar. It's a good leap for Pixar. It's a very different take. It was actually like a pretty deep story that that could have been like sensitive. Like maybe they but I'm glad that they did it. They're always trying to find something new, something original to do, which is good. I'm glad that they're not like going on sequels too much. Like with Toy Story 4, Incredibles 2. So it's good to see like Soul and like Onward, and they're really like branching out. Like they're really getting like different now, you know? Like Onward was like with the elves and like all that, like the dragons and this and that. And this was literally about like the afterlife. So that was cool. I don't know what they're doing next. I'm trying to. I don't think they announced anything else yet.
No.
This was it. This was the
they
one.
They don't really announce anything. They kind of just do it.
Yeah, this was the one. But again, just with no theaters, no trailers, or nothing, it's very hard to like, kind of like have hype or keep track of anything. Like this movie came out, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about this, which kind of helped because I didn't really see any trailers for it. I saw like one trailer. But yeah, anything else about Soul before we wrap it up?
No.
All right, guys. That's today's episode. Really hope you enjoy it. We'll be talking next. We want to talk about like some Netflix movies that we want to watch. Mank, David Fincher one, and stuff like that. Thank you guys so much for watching us on YouTube. If you've been watching, and if you're listening to us on the podcast format, thank you. Till the next episode. Goodbye.